G'day legends, today we're going to successfully change the two fuel filters on a Hzj75. Step one is to remove your filter housings. So the easiest way I find to do it is just take the whole lot out and do it on a bench. So we'll just get the hose clamps off. I don't know how brittle these hoses are going to be. Probably break on me. If you don't know where they go, mark them with a paint pen or draw on it, whatever you want to do. Take photos, each to their own. You don't have to take this one off because it loops over, but it's easier. You might want a rag handy, you might spill a little bit of diesel. Now the primary filter here will run your water light, so don't just go yanking it off, you'll do yourself a damage. And there goes a bolt, we'll find that later. Some of these little plugs can be a bit tricky, but it's just a standard, just a push fitting. So that's filter one off. Let's get the second one off. And we'll go to the workbench. Alright, so there's a couple of different ways you can do this. I cheat a little bit, there's probably a spanner you can get that does it, but I usually just gently put that in the vise and turn my hand, and that'll loosen that one off. Get a screwdriver for that one. Undo the wiring. Somewhere safe to drain it. Now the other way I'll get these off is a filter wrench. Should have your tools ready to go, but not being a professional, now someone's obviously done this up really tight in the past, so it'll probably give me some grief. Quality Ryco filter, either, doesn't matter really. Everything's made to a standard these days. And there's a little O-ring that they usually tape in there, so make sure the tape doesn't get stuck, or you'll end up with all sorts of fuel system problems. Just have a fun time getting off your fingers. Now you can use some of the diesel on the seal itself. Being oil based, it won't bind up. Now you don't have to do them too tight, usually hand tight, that'll do it really. New O-ring on the switch. It's not that dirty, sometimes you usually got to clean out the little float, but this one's alright. And a lot of the time too, you to make sure you don't twist the wires up when you're doing this, otherwise you'll end up with broken wires or something like that down the track. Ah, that should be tight enough. I know it's a bit drawn out, but I suppose it's for the complete beginner. You can wear gloves and things like that for diesel on your hands or whatnot. Always try and do it in a relatively clean area. This one here. This filter's a cartridge style. So you reuse your existing outer, as you'll see in a minute. It's under the bottom. And it leaks everywhere, of course. So we'll just want to make sure the new rubbers are in there, because you don't want to wreck the old ones if you can't have new ones to go in. I'll have to go drop this. So just pop the bolt out. Filter. Spring and washer. There's no real crud in there, it's just a bit of rust where there's been water in the past. So it's obviously had water in it sometime in its life. Just give it a wipe out. No real crud, which is a good thing. New washer. Washer over the bottom. Spring. I suppose you can always put your bolt in first. Just get a little screwdriver, pry out the old rubber O-ring around the bolt. Throw that in the bin. New one. Same thing, just sort of make sure it's a bit oily and you'll be right. Place that over there. Spring. Washer. Rubber. Filter. Rubber. You have to put the filters spring loaded on this bolt. It'll be a little bit tricky. There's still one more to change. Pop that one out. New one, same deal, just make sure it's got a coating at least so it doesn't bind up. Yeah, beginner's luck. So you can just sort of Screw it up, make sure all the surface is uniform all the way around. Doesn't be too tight. Alright, it's both filters, let's go put them back on. Okay, so we're back over here now. We'll start with the secondary. Just get them started. They don't have to be in all the way. I'll give these a wipe after, so don't panic too much about the grubby fingerprints, because all you're going to do is keep making it grubby. Make sure you plug that switch in. Oh, that's right, we're missing a bolt. Here's one I found earlier. Okay, once they're all started, you can do your bolts up. Don't have to be ridiculously tight. That's both of them. Joiner pipe. These could probably do with some new hoses, but depending on what the customer wants to do, we can't always do what we want. If it was mine, I'd put new hoses on it. So, now we've connected it, we're going to start priming it. Filling up now. And now we've got diesel. You can put the hose back on. Hose clamp back on. All hoses on. Tools down. Let's see if she starts. Legends. Easy way of changing both fuel filters. All you have to do afterwards is give them a wipe down, make sure you're not getting any leaks from your hoses or your seals underneath. Make sure they're all good, and yeah, happy days.